Welcome to Rock's Life. My name is Francis, and this is Pac-Man World 2. Emulated on open source software, though I did own the original game on Xbox, as seen here. We are going to play through. There are some things I think are really well done about this game, and some that I despise. This was developed in 2002 by Namco and published by them as well for quite a few systems: Xbox, GameCube, PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance.
Terrible news.
And this is the story.
Serious danger. The ghosts have unwittingly unleashed an ancient evil upon us by removing the golden fruit from the tree. According to this book, our ancestors fought against this very evil. In ancient times, the great wizard Pac created a powerful potion that turned 5 fruit from Pac-Land into the golden fruit that was stolen today. Armed with these magical fruit and a great deal of bravery, Sir Pac-a-Lot faced the all-powerful ghost known as Spooky. Sir Pac-a-Lot defeated Spooky and imprisoned him. And he has remained there until now. Pac-Man, the golden fruit are in the hands of the devious ghosts, and Spooky is on the loose again. You must retrieve the golden fruit and defeat Spooky, or all of Pac-Land will be doomed.
So that's the story. Pac-Man, in many ways, is very similar to Gordon Freeman. For one, he is a silent protagonist, and two, he is generally incompetent and stumbles into victory unknowingly. This tutorial, I happen to be a professional, so we can just skip that. This game had mixed reviews when it came out in 2002. On some consoles it did better than others. I believe the GameCube it did quite well. Xbox and PlayStation were they were 60s on Metacritic's. Some things about the game were praised highly, such as the soundtrack was, I shouldn't say quite popular, it makes it sound like everyone was downloading it, but it was, you know, people were having a gay old time with it. Some of the camera controls and situations were less than pleasant, but we'll talk about that as we get farther into it. This will not be a 100% completion run, because there are way too many collectibles for me to care about. And I want to show off the whole game in a reasonable amount of time. So we're just gonna casually play through it. I played through it last, probably a year ago, just to see some of the things in it. See how it aged and test the performance of this software. And it was definitely interesting. Worthy of Let's Play and certainly discussion. So that's the tutorial area. Well, I just walked around. There's some other stuff to grab, but I just went for the basic stuff. Oh, I hit no to save. That's okay. The game has an overarching map area. Just this. It goes standard, you know, grass world, ice world. No, that's not it. Yes, grass world, ice world, fire world, other. So first is Grass World. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the 3D Pac-Man series, and I don't blame you if you are, this might look interesting for a couple of reasons. One, there's very clearly elements of the, I shouldn't say just original, but the 2D Pac-Man games, for there are now many. There's what, like Pac-Man Rush, Pac-Man, there's all sorts of Pac-Man deviations, newer versions. But the idea is the same: pick up the dots, avoid the ghosts. This has elements of that in quite a few different ways, but it also has a lot of other things. A lot of platforming. It's definitely a platformer. Like, you know, some secrets. Show life. So generally the key to each level is to ignore most of the side stuff. There's a lot of collectibles. There's, on every level, there's a bunch of fruit. There's chocolatey coins, which do something. I think they're chocolate, maybe not, I don't know. They just look like chocolate and I just assumed it could be anything. Bronze, I guess. They look like fake candy coins, whatever. And then the pellets. Outside of scoring 100% completion, they really don't do much. I don't think the chocolate or the bronze coins, I guess, whatever. The coin things give extra mini games, which we'll take a look at. Even though we're not collecting them, we should stumble headfirst into enough to unlock, like, you know, the first one or whatever. The fruit and other things don't do that. They just are there for completion's sake. There is swimming, as we can see here. And there's a few things. So this is a chest that only opens when you have a certain fruit in the level, which sounds like it would be used for like complicated fruit-related puzzles, but it's not. Spoiler. How to go down? That is the question. Can you not break boxes underwater? Oh, maybe we can't. That would explain a lot. Okay. What a fool I was. And that's the end. Now that might have seemed very, very easy. It was. However, as these older 3D platformers tend to be, it gets hard fast. So we'll see as we go ahead here. Already this is like, now there is a penalty for not platforming correctly. It was violent. Not that this is particularly difficult, but the penalties are in. So we want to sort of build a little egg nest of extra lives if we can. So ghost pellet. Goodbye. Pac-Man has a few moves that you might not expect if you've played, I don't want to say legitimate Pac-Man games, 2D ones. He can do that dash thing that we've seen where he sort of revs up and then launches himself places. He's got the butt bounce. And then different types of kick maneuvers that can be done in midair. Most of these aren't super effective. There is combat in that there are things that if you touch them you take damage, but it's not Dark Souls. I mean, most of the challenge is not in the combat in any way. Okay, and then there's these warp pellets, I guess you could say. This, you pick up the first one, they throw you somewhere, usually in an inconvenient direction for extra prizes, but some are not plot mandatory, but correct direction leading. Yeah, that'll do. Goodbye, Mr. Ghost. I don't believe score does anything other than, you know, social value. These little dog things. I guess they look nothing like dogs. Things. Non-specific mammals. Oh, that's a pink thing that shrinks you down to fit to the hole. Lovely. Yes, we had better save that amazing performance.